So again, we can use if and conditional sentences to extend the idea. Let me show you an example. So in this case, I'm not going to say it depends. I'm going to give a clear, definitive answer. They definitely should. Now I can immediately begin to extend by explaining why. If kids learn to eat healthy from a young age, they'll have better eating habits as they get older. So I've shown cause, learn to eat healthy, and the effect, better eating habits as they get older. Again, simple idea, cause and effect, linked with that word if, and I can extend it again. If they have good eating habits, they'll perform better in school, and this will hopefully lead to more opportunities for them in the future. So this method is less about grammar and more about an effective, simple way to extend ideas by talking about effect. To increase your grammar score, I have one more technique. This is the third method for using if. It's called the reversal or the opposite effect. All you have to do is, after you've explained all of the effect from the previous answer, you can now show the opposite. So we talked about what happens if we teach kids to eat healthily when they're young. Now let's talk about what happens if we don't teach them this. So, in my last answer, I finished off by saying this will hopefully lead to more opportunities for them in the future. And that would be pretty good. I could stop there, or I could add the opposite idea, and I could also use if for this. If they don't develop these habits, they may struggle with health and academic performance later in life. Now, of course, some of you might be thinking, is this a variety of sentences? You've used if 3 times. And you're right, you don't have to use if every time. There are many other ways you could do this. For example, rather than using if like I did here, you could say, without these habits, they may struggle with health and academic performance later in life. The word if is one really effective word, but like all words and sentence structures in IELTS, if you use the same thing again and again, you won't have much range or variety. Now remember, whenever you use that word if, there is an opportunity to add some stress to that word to show that you're developing the idea or possibly contrasting the previous idea. If we look at my last answer, you can see how the phrase, if they don't develop these habits, is contrasting with the previous 2 sentences.